I'm reminding you because you forgot. Yeah, I'm reminding you because you
It was if
forgot.
applesauce could be used. Oh, sorry, if you could define
No,
applesauce.
it was 1
to be
plus 1
also-
can equal applesauce. Not applesauce
Okay,
can be
Joel.
used as a
What?
That
Sure.
was let me just get. Wait, why am I asking a lesson, nigga?
Infinity check chat, bro. Infinity check chat.
That was poor from me. Applesauce.
So you want us to start?
Shush. So what did I say? The meaning conveyed by the symbol two could be conveyed by anything, even a physical rock. Yeah.
What does that even mean? Hold on, what does that even mean? Can I clarify, please? Hello?
You could
What does that
define
mean?
anything as anything.
You can define anything as anything?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
could,
you don't
I
think?
could call you a Jew, and by Jew I could be trying to convey that you're
But
fat.
yeah, but beforehand you said tautology exists.
Yeah, as in words are tautological to the definition being invoked by the speaker. So when I say you're an apple, when I say you're an apple, that is identically mean to me saying you are a presumably red fruit with a stem that comes from an apple tree. Those convey the same meaning.
So you think that just like definitions are subjective?
No fuck. Do you think language is prescriptive?
I don't think language is like subjective.
Like any linguist will tell you that it is personal. There's no debate to be had here. You're just wrong. The only
Oh yeah, you
country,
can send
wait,
like whatever.
the only
Yeah, send me
country that
one
even
linguist
has
that
a
actually says
body.
that. No, send me
wait,
one linguist that actually says that.
Wait, we can just do this very simply. The only country, and I'm aware of, that even has a body that has any form of arbitration of language is France. Can you point to any authority that could
Wait,
make
before
it?
we get into that, can you send one linguist that actually says that? Just like suffice your burden of proof real quick.
Okay,
Sure, go ahead.
Also, don't say that. Also, if you say not prove it. Let me just ban word list. You can think that that's the claim. That's in question. If you say any of those, I'm
Just get the fucking evidence, please.
That's it. That's what it was.
Where the hoes at, bro?
Too many niggas. Anyway.
I know this nigga Plutus has an ass music taste.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, but I sounded like dicky to him.
I said you have an ass music taste, probably.
You don't.
Hey, let's relax on Plutus. I'd hate to have to fuck somebody up. Relax.
Oh shit! Oh,
is that Hanyo?
Yes, that's the big Hanyo, bro.
Fucking
I'd be scared if
nigga.
I were you, Infinity. I'd be scared.
Nah,
I'm not even Infinity. I'm scared right now.
You said what? What happened to SM, bro?
Damn, bro, it's taking a lot of time to get the evidence, bro.
No,
this
it's
motherfucker
not.
just said run Beyblade inverse with me.
Okay, however, modern linguists insist that valid judgments about language should be recognized as such and should be examined in the light of the fact. I'm trying to find a linguistic person, which is what you're asking for, a linguist.
You got the evidence, bro? I don't know what you said. It's hard to make up what you're actually saying.
You sound like
still struggling to get the
speak
evidence.
about how I talk. Anyway.
No, it's not about whether or not I sound like a nerd.
I don't need observations from you about how I talk.
Okay, bro, you got it.
I know. So okay. So again, what arbitrary body implies the language is prescriptive? I can't see anything.
Oh, so you can't. So you can't suffice your burden of proof.
Do you want me to, again? I can show you fucking.
I was saying, show me, not saying coded, bitch. Are you stupid?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was saying, send the evidence, you idiot. Where's the evidence?
Again, don't refer to any derogatory ways when you sound how you sound. Stop it. Stop.
What?
What are you even talking about, bro?
You bitch. What? No, it doesn't work.
I don't know what you're
Sounds
talking
get
about.
swirlies at school. Just don't speak to me in any negative manner. You're you.
Can we just get back to the debate already? So do you think you saying okay, can you define R for me? Can you define sh for me? Can you define all
You
words
know what
that you use for
right
me?
makes right means?
I mean, since language is subjective, I'm gonna have to ask you to define everything, just like get clarity
That's
from you. So go
fine.
ahead.
So I don't see an issue
Yeah,
with any of
what's
that.
fine? Define fine for me.
Fine is what I mean by fine.
What do you mean by fine?
What I mean by fine. It's tautological.
Okay, that's circular though. Like it's
That's fine.
tautological, but it's
That
still
is
not a
my
definition.
stance. Well, fucking, you're
Tautology is
quoting
not a
me.
definition. Hello? Tautology is not a
It's
definition.
not.
Please stop
I'm
going circular.
saying.
Just
I'm
define fine.
saying we defining the thing by itself.
No, you said it's tautological. After I said you should define it. Tautology is not a
That's
definition. So are
fine.
you sure?
Again, if my entire position is that any definition eventually reaches circularity because all definitions are identical by the word you're anchoring the definition upon, it is fine for me to say that kill yourself means kill yourself. That's no issue under my stance.
Wait, you conflated tautology
You
with
want to spit out your
definition though.
fucking words?
Are you stupid? Like you conflating definition with tautology,
Oh,
just like I
you
said.
stupid.
I mean, you're stupid.
You want to
fucking
conclude, bro?
nut. Hmm?
Like, you just got beat up like pretty badly.
Yeah, I got beat up. Yeah, your entire argument against me is the thing that I stated originally.
You realize whatever you say is
Argument
trivial
said
because language is
definition is not
subjective.
accurate, invoking a circular definition. The humanity, huh? Like no fucking shit. Next, I'm gonna tell you that I like
You
football.
realize
Or
whatever
you're
you
gonna
just said
take
is
time
trivial
for me to
because
say I
language is
like
just
football
subjective.
again. Like,
Define
well
whatever
done,
you
you
said
for
again.
quoting my own fucking position, and
Yeah,
then
define whatever you said again.
comes of my position that I
Since you
hold
can't
on.
give since you can't give your
You are a
argument, I'll just give my
savant,
argument.
you fat
You can't
fucking
use
nut.
you can't use
I just
applesauce as
bow
a
down
variable for two
as your
because
fucking
applesauce is not
idiocy.
identical to
Like,
two.
you are
And
my
if that's
Lord
the case,
King,
since
fucking
applesauce is not
refund
identical to two, you cannot use
toxic.
that as a variable. So therefore, applesauce cannot
I'm
equal 1 + 1 from 2. You cannot infer applesauce from 1 + 1.
Ladies, let's go one
Why
at a
is he
time,
What are you
okay?
trying to
packing?
say to me?
Why are you
Like, the
packing?
main argument against was the thing I
So you're
stated
not gonna
earlier
contend my
that I hold.
argument.
What argument do you want me to contend? What new ground have you
Okay,
placed
so
before
you are
me?
not so you are not
No,
listening. Is
Manji, do
that
I
the case?
sound Greek?
Yeah,
Do
you
I sound
sound Greek.
Spanish? Do I sound...
Yeah,
Come
yeah, you
on.
sound retarded too.
How
It's hard
do
to
You
you
make up
sound
everything.
get
retarded.
off
You sound
my
retarded.
British? Anyway, what are you saying, Toxic?
Are you gonna contend my argument or not?
What argument? You're gonna contend about, but what argument?
So you
Which
didn't
one?
hear what I said.
Which one?
The one where I spoke about how you cannot use like applesauce as a placeholder for two.
That's your position. Well done. You reaffirmed your original
I
stance.
said argument, you stupid fuck. Are you gonna think?
Argument
Are you
where
gonna
you
contend
said
the
X.
argument?
The argument where you said X is in fact you not saying X.
Okay, never mind, bro. We can conclude. We can leave it here. You stupid. Yeah, we're done. Oh wow, you're an amazing debater, Plutus.
All right, since all words are subjective, everything you just said right then, toxic, actually all means I concede via my definitions. Therefore, you.
Yo, what the fuck
That's
is
what I'm saying.
happening?
He's just trivialized all of his words.
What the actual fuck is happening? I was like listening to this for like 5 minutes. I have no idea what was happening in the whole debate. You guys were saying random shit. Like, what the
Stop
fuck?
fucking whispering, bitch.
I'm shut up, bitch. Fucking bitch. You know, ass bitch.
Where's
You're
Infinity?
whispering
Do you
and
beef?
cutting out, bro. Like, it's like...
I'm tired. I'm tired. I haven't slept. I'm tired.
Oh, nigga, I'm back. What are you saying?
The last thing he said is that he wanted to conclude.
You want? Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
this is the last thing. So
Yeah, the what? What are you saying? What do you want to say? Don't be shy. Repeat yourself, toxic. I don't buy it.
what? What are
What
you
were you saying?
talking
I
about?
don't bite.
What were you saying? What were you saying? Is that better? Can you
Oh, I said
understand me?
that's the
You
last
want
thing
me
that I
to
said. We
speak
should
by
conclude.
you? Do you want me to talk like this so you can better understand what I'm saying? Like what? What were you saying?
So we should conclude.
Why? I don't think anything with you is worth doing
Yeah.
anything.
Do you have any argument then? I already gave my argument. I continue your argument. Do you
Yeah,
have
I
any new
think
arguments?
was fucking retarded. I'm fading to
Yeah, you
see
can
any
think
reason.
that. Yeah, you can think that.
That was one of 3 things I told you not to say. That's strike 1 of 1. Don't do it again. Anyway.
Of course, you can think that.
And I don't do second chances, so I'm just gonna talk while you're muted if I feel like it on me.
Ooh, this is cold.
Anyway, so yeah, toxic. I don't know. Like, I'm failing to see anyone that's convinced by what you're saying. I think what you're saying is retarded. So beyond me just saying that, you didn't give a good argument, right? Like your main argument was, oh, you said I said something circular in my definition when that's my entire position. That was fucking retarded and a waste of your breath, right? Like no fucking shit. The person saying definition of circular provided a circular definition. Like that was dumb, right? There's nothing worth engaging with that. There's also like you telling me the language is prescriptive while failing to provide any body that could arbitrate language in a way that would make it prescriptive, right? Like it's actually implausible for English to be prescriptive, and you failed and have still not managed to.
Who's muted? Okay, Plutus, you
He was
cannot
talking
get
while I
a
was
mod.
talking.
Okay, I
He was talking
understand
while I was
that. I
talking.
understand that. Can you get a mod? Just get someone who's on
Me,
staff already
I'm a
to moderate.
moderator.
You can't moderate your own debate. What are
Nobody
you talking
agreed to
about?
you moderating.
He didn't agree to you moderating. I'm sure Toxic will agree to a different moderator that
Sure.
isn't yourself.
You just
Okay,
can't
give
mute him
Maki
because you want
VC
to mute
palms,
him,
man.
bro.
He
Okay,
tell you
okay, Maki can have VC perms.
Yeah,
Cool.
Maki's my go. Like I love Maki. Like one time, like a bang cam, Maki like kissed me behind my ear, and I loved it. You know, he like licked it. But anyway,
Where's VC
cool. Have you
mod?
given him the perms?
Where the fuck is VC mod at? Am I
It's
blind?
fucking, just give him Cypher polymer remover later. You only
Oh,
have
I
10
found
more
it.
perms.
Okay, there. Okay, unmute Toxic.
My
Okay,
boss,
cool. There.
no, he's staying on mute, bro.
Wait, can I contend? Can I contend what he
Yeah,
said?
no, I'm
Like you already made a
I'm
point.
gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you because I was still talking.
You already made a point though.
Marky, you have like 5 seconds, and if I beat you to it, I beat you to it, right?
Like he's gonna make multiple points.
Four,
You already made a point. Can I
3.
contend
Yeah,
it?
I am. You're gonna cry about it. 2,
Okay, that's
1.
that's shot.
Cool. So, Marky, like, if you're moderating, can you moderate? Like, this nigga was speaking while I was speaking. Like, you're a moderator, please. Like, I love you, but you're already testing my devotion to you right now. Cool. So, back to what I was saying. Soon for retarded circular point. So, Marky, can you now moderate? Like, you have enough time. What are you
Can I
drinking?
continue your point?
See, this is why he needs to be muted.
You literally made a point. I'm not gonna let you make multiple
about
points.
it. I don't give a fuck. Marky,
That's
please.
shotgunning. Hello.
Okay, and fucking hell. So yeah, you didn't. 1, the circuit point is retarded. 2, there's no way for it to be prescriptive. I already asked you. You didn't demonstrate anything. Was I meant to, like, pray for some system to continue to exist that would justify opposition? 3, yeah, I don't know. There's also no way for you to demonstrate that applesauce doesn't actually just mean to, right? Like, that's fucking weird. Unless you're gonna, like, point at some objective understanding of the English language, which is fundamentally retarded because you sound like a nerd. Which means that you do not exist in normal society at a high enough level to tell me shit about how anyone speaks because you don't speak to people outside of Discord, right? So that's the final contention. I don't understand how you as a person would know enough about English to tell me what words mean in English, right? Like, if I go in your message history, I want to see more fucking 7-syllable words than I'm going to see for any other normal person. You functionally do not speak English, right? You speak some weird geek babble, like the average Star Wars fan. Like, I don't value your understanding of what words mean. So if yeah, okay, you can mute me now. I don't care.
Are you kidding me? Anyways, I'll contend the first point again. You tried to justify the fact that this specific definition in question can be circular, even though you use tautology and explained to you how tautology is not a definition, so you cannot use that. So I don't know why you keep going back to it and saying like definitions are circular. As for the point about me not justifying whether or not they're prescriptive, I already justify how they're likely prescriptive because everything you say will be trivialized if they're not prescriptive. Therefore, if you're going to go under the presupposition that they're not prescriptive and you make this specific position that 1 plus 1 can equal applesauce, we're going to have to ask you to define that as well. We don't know what the definition or what it would mean when you say 1 plus 1 can equal applesauce. That trivializes the entire definition, all words and meaning of the words themselves. And as for the last part, I already justified that, but you just didn't hear the justification, so I'm not going to repeat that. That's just a you problem. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
you
think
don't.
I've done here. So
Okay, so you don't go. So the last point I just brought up, unless you have fucking future sight, like your Ichibe, I don't know how fuck you responded to it, but I digress. So again, like the circuit point, like everything you're saying, like the language becomes trivial. Like the words lack meaning. I don't care. This is if your argument's purely based on convenience, I don't give a fuck. It can be inconvenient. That's on you. That's not my issue, right? Like things don't cease to be true just because they're problematic for you. So yeah, like telling me the words lack meaning or it's going to be hard to convey information changes nothing about the actuality of if this thing is prescriptive or not, which it isn't. And then again, like the tautological thing, you're just being dumb. Like outside of just giving you the definition, telling you to read it slowly with your fucking glasses on, there's no real way for me to convey this to you because it's literally, at least because you're saying it's prescriptive, something that should be inarguable, right? Like,
what did that nigga just say, bro? Oh no, I know you gave the argument right now. You just said I did not like justify it or whatever. Talk about that last point, but I already did. That's the point. I don't care whether or not you made the point right now. It doesn't matter. I already justified it beforehand. You didn't contend that. Like literally.
I don't know. Yeah, you didn't justify it, right? And also, A, you can't prove you justified it. B, you're not smart enough to justify it. C, actually just really didn't happen, which is just a reaffirmation of what I said before A. But anyway, yeah, you just really just didn't have the entire point of like a reason for it being prescriptive not mattering. It doesn't change the true value of anything. Right. If I like tell you it's fucking, if I like told you you could go past the speed of light because under Newtonian physics, it makes more sense, right? There's no implication under Newtonian physics that relativistic effects would require infinite energy to move past the speed of light. That's perfectly reasonable, right? And then for an object of 1 kilogram, I could tell you it requires like X energy to move it past the speed of light. And because that's convenient and what you've described to me earlier, it will be perfectly okay and true, at least seemingly true, for me to say the speed of light is not the highest possible speed. We know that isn't true in spite of its inconvenience because it isn't consistent with other observations. In this case, the observation required for language to be prescriptive would be some sort that could arbitrate what is and is not the correct usage of language. In spite of that thing's existence, prescriptive language could not exist because there has nothing to prescribe definitions, right? It's a non-starter. It's like me telling you that like you're objectively the most attractive woman on earth, but there's also no standard that enshrines a fact, fucking like observed attractiveness. Like it is like it's internally inconsistent. Like you're requiring something that does not exist to justify your position, and then even though we both know that thing doesn't exist, you're just moving and breezing past it like it isn't an issue. And also, again, back to the circularity thing, you're still just fucking. And again, do you want me to show you the definition? Because I think at this point you just need to see what a tautology is. Because there's not much more I can do with that. It's like you telling me you don't know what, like me telling you an apple's red when a picture of a red apple and you say, I don't know if that's a red apple, right? Like the fuck. It's pretty observable and obvious.
Why is this a debate, though?
Anyways, can I? Oh, okay. So, anyways, this is a stupid debate. But your first point is a circular reasoning. You want to know why? Because you literally just said language cannot be prescriptive because there's literally nothing that grounds language be prescriptive. And you also said language cannot be prescriptive or whatever because well, what did you actually say, bro? I think you said something like language cannot be prescriptive strictly because there's nothing that can prescribe language. That's circular reasoning. Moving on, yeah, you can give whatever definition for tautology, even though tautology is just a self-referential thing. And like propositional logic, it doesn't really mean much. Also, if you're gonna presuppose that tautology exists, you're presupposing that language is prescriptive to a sense, right? Wanna know why? Because if you're gonna say, like, for example, we have three laws of thought, and the three laws of thought ground something like tautology, and the three laws of thought are themselves, and we know the objective meaning of the three laws of thought, and they're conveyed via language. Therefore, language is likely prescriptive even under your worldview. I don't know why you were yapping about Newtonian mechanics, like that actually pertains to whatever we're talking about. But yeah, the you could say the definition, dude. Like,
So I think as he couldn't understand me again, I want to speak the way that he can understand to make it easier for him. So, one, the Newtonian field is pretty fucking simple, right? It's literally just convenience doesn't equal truth, and the convenience of something says nothing about if this thing is in accordance with reality. In the same way that Newtonian physics is inaccurate, your prescriptive understanding of language is also inaccurate. These are equivalent meanings, right? And then when we go to the prescriptiveness of language, it's not circular. It's me saying we would have to have some adjudicating body to give us the true definition in order to say language is prescriptive, because it needs to be prescribed. That's a function of it being prescriptive, correct? By virtue of this thing not existing, any entailments of it, at least direct entailments of it, may also not be able to exist. In the same way that if no women exist, there will be no childbirth in humans, right? It's pretty fucking obvious. Okay, so it's not circular, it's just you being a fucking retard, right? And I'm sure I'll like give you a definition of tautology, right? I think that should help you out here because I really like this is pretty fucking basic. So let's Google tautology on the google.com. And also after this, I'll get to why me using this definition isn't defeated to my position. But I feel like that's pretty basic, so it should only take a sentence or two. Tautology definition. So a tautology is the same thing twice over in different words, generally considered to be a fault of style. That's the definition we go to. In the same way that we say toxic is a fat Jewish bastard, as the same as we say toxic is toxic, because toxic conveys and is identical to the thing of a fat Jewish bastard, right? These are identical. And the reason why I've said to the defeated my position is that while language itself is not prescriptive, because we are all raised in a society that speaks language, we will all be raised with generally the same understanding of a language. That says nothing about if this is the correct way to use it. It's just it is learned in a way that leads to this form of consistency. That's different than saying this is how it ought to be, which is a claim you'd be making if you were saying it's prescriptive. I am not giving any value judgments of saying this definition is good or bad. I'm just saying this is, and it is because it's most likely I'm going to understand it to be. Right? I could say zibbity blop blop, and that would be equally accurate, but it's less likely you know what I mean by that, right? Anyway, you can mute me now. I'm done talking like toxic.
yeah, he did not contend my point about how like the three laws of thought entail the him like pertain like assuming that these three laws of thought like entail the fact that language is indeed prescriptive or presuppose that. But in any case, that definition of tautology is like false. That's just like one of the rules of inference at best, right? I don't think that's tautology to begin with. Like if you're gonna say, for example, X is identical to Y, right? Maybe for example, you describe toxic to be a black man and toxic to be fat or something, right? And you say that's identical to toxic, right? That's not even tautology to begin with. Tautology is something that's self-referential. Like for example, if I say Kezi, then that means Kezi's just Kezi. Doesn't mean that I'll just describe him as like a fat nigga. Therefore, that's Kezi. That sounds like a rule of inference. That's just like an inferential step, right? That's just like an antecedent that affirms the consequence. That's not even like a tautology to begin with. So the definition of tautology is just like fucking stupid and retarded, and did not contend what I said. So if you think you contended what I said, we can just like conclude and leave the debate here. Like, because you sound retarded as fuck. Mute me.
I will say, talking like you hurt my nose a lot, so I shan't be doing this again. But one, there's an error in you saying that the definition is retarded when I gave you a dictionary definition, right? There's a point where you're going to have to tell me what definitions you are hinging on for your prescriptive understanding of language, because you can't be using dictionaries. You could just say the definition is retarded. That's fine. But that's not consistent with your own position. I'm fine with you saying the definition retarded, but that doesn't work under your view.
To what you said about, I didn't respond to what you said about laws of logic because it wasn't relevant. It's like if we're talking about inverse Naruto, and then you tell me Goku Black has a bigger dick than Vegeta, ergo Goku Black wins, and it means nothing. Like in the same way your argument was so fucking irrelevant, there's no need for me to respond. The laws of logic exist and does not tell anything about anything else. You cannot reach anything from that, right? One, like for example, the fact that subjective things exist in reality and tells the laws of logic in themselves existing is not enough to make everything like objective, or at least everything in a prescriptive function, the same way that you could say it is correct or incorrect. Now the relevance of the debate to irrelevant to this to the debaters, when we are describing something that I'm saying is personal, I'm not telling me the laws of logic do something that would make this thing prescriptive. You are telling me there's something transformative about the laws of logic that would make the acceptance of the necessarily universal. This is not the case. For example, aesthetic judgments by people are not, you cannot prescribe them. You cannot say X is universally understood to be aesthetically pleasing because that's not how it works. Even though the laws of logic exist, they still not. They are still purely subjective, and they still purely describe an individual's feeling towards something. Right? It's a different thing. So that's why I didn't respond to that. I didn't think I need to make that clear to you. But you're also a nerd, so even though you were pissed, I should have known that. Two. Actually, no. This is yeah. I remember this. So final point, toxic. You're dumb. Don't speak to me again. And you might be the dumbest person. No, not dumb. That's rude. You might be the most mentally challenged person I've had the displeasure of interacting with in months. So, for my sake and your sake, because I don't like being a cunt, don't displeasure me or like darken the ground beneath me by interacting with me, okay? So, like, after this, pretend I'm dead or you are dead and ignore me because I don't want to be a cunt. No one said the laws of logic are subjective, you dumb. This is why I can't talk to nerds, bro. I speak basic English, like the English you learn in school. I say the laws of logic being not subjective doesn't mean things that you have described by them must also be not subjective, right? And then I ground that in aesthetics, pretty fucking obvious. Like my point is one thing doesn't need to be other, but for some fucking reason you're so mentally challenged, like devoid of fucking basic neurological fucking ability, that you are able to completely misconstrue my statement to be the laws of logic are subjective. Like, no, kill yourself. You're dumb. Don't reproduce. Don't have children. Just die, please. Anyway. Fucking hell. You
Shit. Okay, anyways, so since the laws of logic are objective and they're not subjective, and whatever they grant is also objective and not subjective. And if that's the case, if something is A and A is some specific definition, then it's
the
analytically true
moderator's
for that
gone,
definition to
so
be that
yeah, I
definition.
don't. I'm just gonna talk if the moderator's
Oh
gone.
yeah, oh yeah. So whatever.
So
If the
yeah, do you
definition
think the
is
laws of
itself
logic
right
describes
because of the,
aesthetics? Do you think the laws of logic describe aesthetics?
I don't think
Derek.
that's relevant. But anyways,
No,
to
I think
say
it's
that the
very
laws of
relevant.
thought
I'm
are
asking a
actually
question. Do the laws
objective.
of logic describe aesthetics?
Oh
Yes
my
or no?
god, can we get a new moderator? Let me get some
No, we
Kazuki here,
can't.
bro.
Do you think the laws of logic describe aesthetics? Yes or no?
I think they
Derek
describe everything,
question,
yes.
yes or no?
If
Pardon?
if laws of thought, yeah, if the laws of logic are objective, then they're universally applicable, so therefore they describe anything, yeah.
Okay, do you think aesthetic judgments are universal? Okay, do you now think people have like prescriptively understood universal aesthetic judgments? Do you think it is the case that people would determine X thing universally to be like beautiful? Yes or no?
I mean, there could be some sort of like objective
No, no,
meaning
no.
for that,
No.
but
So
sure.
again, if you're saying this, no,
I mean,
because
if
I'm
it's
saying
the word
I'm
beautiful,
saying the
then the word
description
beautiful
by the
is
laws of
beautiful, so
logic
yeah.
doesn't mean this thing. Pardon?
Yeah, if like the word beautiful is beautiful, so yeah, it is beautiful. And we define beautiful like specifically, yeah, it is beautiful. So I see your point.
So then, if you say your dog is beautiful, must I also agree that your dog is beautiful?
No, I'm saying if the word beautiful is beautiful and we define beautiful
That's
in a way
irrelevant.
that
I'm not
which
arguing.
fits the
I'm
definition
just
of
going to
beautiful,
grab it. Again,
then
that
your
doesn't matter.
argument
That's not
is
what I'm asking
then
about.
your argument it does not pertain to what I said. But
No, but
if
it
I
does
say my
because
dog is beautiful, doesn't mean that it's true. That's not how the laws of logic work.
that's not talking to you about. What I'm saying is the laws of logic existence says nothing about the prescriptiveness or descriptiveness of anything that they describe or anything that exists upon them. In the same way that
I
while
already
of
gave
so
an argument as to why they do though.
in the same vein that things can be beautiful or ugly on an observer base level, right? Like I could observe something to be ugly, and then you could observe the same thing to be beautiful. Because references are being generated biased and are not solely contingent on the thing being observed, that may also apply for definition. In the same way that I could see the same word as you and understand it to mean something different. In the same way that let's choose words. When I write the word die in English, I understand it to mean ceasing of living. But a German person will understand it to mean the. Right, so we have the same observation. We interact with the same word, but the meaning gained from this word is different. There is no universal prescribed definition of die, D-I-E, because even cross-culturally, let alone people within the same culture, the word serves different functions. The word die in German does not mean anything similar to the ceasing of living. Yet, in order for your argument to work, you would either have to say specifically within English, there now exists this ability for things to have universal meanings, which again requires something to ground these meanings, or you'd have to say there's a universal understanding of what DIE means. I mean, you'd have to either say the English definition wrong or the German definition wrong, or you'd have to say they're all correct, because there is no ground reason for why I should accept one of them over the other. Pretty basic.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
false equivalence. Like if you're using the German language, of course it's gonna be a different like language, and they're gonna have like different forms of how they
Yeah, and
convey
I'm
their
saying language is
semantics. But
personal.
if
Well,
you're talking
fucking
about
done. I'm
in the
saying
context
everyone
of
has their own
English,
language.
I literally let you
Guys,
speak.
Got the
guys,
point.
Can I
guys,
just
take
No,
finish?
you could
take
have tried to
turns.
Can I
cut me
just
off. I
finish?
have no issue with that. You could have
Guys,
tried to cut me
I
off.
literally just let you finish. But okay,
And
sure, that's fine.
the
But in
fact
the
that I cut
context
you
of
off means
English,
I'm okay with you
specific
cutting me
words
off.
are themselves. So I don't know why you use something like Germany, right? Where Germany they use a different language and convey whatever they say, right? Whatever the semantics that they convey in a different sense, which is just like a different language. I'm saying like language is universally applicable in reference to like a specific language, not like a like different languages just like mean the same thing. Like that's not what I'm saying.
And I'm
Maybe in
saying
the
everyone
context
has
of
their own
German,
language.
yeah,
Well
maybe in the
fucking done.
context of like
Well
German
done.
language, die doesn't mean die in what we mean in English, but die means die in
You said
English
that
either
3
way. So
times. Well done. Well done. Well done. And I'm saying everyone
cool,
has
then
their own
contend
language.
it.
I'm saying everyone understands English language differently. Ergo, we can all have different understandings of words. In the same way that a German person can understand DIE to mean something different, I could understand applesauce to mean something different than you. Like there is no differentiating factor between how a German person can understand die differently to how I can understand die differently. And then if you want to use the English
I
that
already
way,
gave you the
if you want,
argument. Like,
no,
hello.
no, you said they're different languages. I'm now going to give an example of within the same language how people that speak the same language can understand what different things. So let's use my favorite word, faggot. You are a faggot. You are a homosexual man. There are places in the United Kingdom where faggot does not mean a homosexual man. It means a cigarette.
Because the language is slightly
guys,
different.
It's
Hello.
the same
I already gave
language.
the argument for that. Are you
It is the
stupid?
same language.
I
Wait,
said
do you think I
slightly
don't
different.
speak English?
I said slightly different.
Okay, but pause.
I said
Why
slightly
can
different.
everyone? Why can my English not be slightly different? For example, we use different words when we
Like,
speak. I don't.
you just lagged out. Repeat what you said. You just lagged out. Repeat what you
Why
said.
could the way that we speak language also not be different? We speak what I say words differently too. I say use different words than you. My sense structure is different than yours. Even the way I type is different than yours. If we're going to say that different parts of England can use English differently, why
Yeah,
cannot just be
we
the same?
type differently because you use different words. Like what? It
No,
doesn't
that's
mean
my
that the words
type. So
themselves that we're using are
no.
the
But if we're
words.
saying different, wait. If we're
I just
saying
gave you
the
a reason
English
as to why we type
language,
differently.
you're missing my type. If we're breaking
You
down the English language into different groups,
then
correct?
speak properly. Don't speak like
There's nothing I'm
stupid
saying wrong.
retard.
It's your
Convey whatever
lack
you
of
say properly.
understanding. Do you want
No,
me to like
it's your
feel
lack of
something?
ability to convey things properly, fucking retard.
Yeah, it's your lack of ability to like, nigga. I would kill any. That's rude. Actually,
Also,
let's
by
be
the
honest.
way, if you're gonna
But
say just
so
because
anyway,
an observer A,
it's
right, makes a
again,
claim
I
that
don't care if it's absurd.
definition
I
is
don't care if it's
something
absurd.
different,
I
and an
accept that
observer
wholeheartedly.
B
It could
makes
be
another
absurd. It
definition
could
and
be
say that
absurd. I don't
definition is
care. It
something
could be
different,
absurd. It could be
the other
absurd.
one
It could
could
be
be
absurd.
wrong.
It
Hello?
could be absurd. It
Yeah,
could
the
be
other one
absurd. It
could be
could be
wrong.
absurd. It could be absurd. It could be absurd.
Yeah,
Well,
the other
fucking
one could
done.
be
I
wrong.
don't care.
So you're not contending what I'm saying. So
I don't
the
have an
entire
issue with
like
it being
analogy
absurd.
using observation or different observers like having different ways of conveying things is just wrong. Just one person could be wrong. There it is. It's just that simple. Stupid
One
fuck.
person could wait. Pause. I'm not saying one person has to be right. I'm not saying we all have to be right. I'm saying they would
I never said
understand.
you said that. I'm the one who's saying that. You fucking retard. Oh my god, can you please track? Hello?
So either you're not
Like
speaking about
moderation was literally
conversation, or
saving your
B,
ass.
this thing
Like
is
there's no
related
moderation
to
now.
the
You're getting beat up.
conversation we've had. I was referencing
Like
earlier when I
moderation
said
was literally saving your
are
ass.
the same thing and something difference. If it's not the latter, I don't care and it's not relevant to the conversation. So
Okay,
I'm
so the
assuming it's
entire point
one,
about
right?
you using the analogy of observers doesn't matter anymore. Thank you. Are you stupid?
I'm saying, wait again. So we're talking about the observer analogy, which means when I said that's not what I was
The
saying,
observer analogy
I
doesn't
was
work. I already
using.
gave you. Yeah, I already gave you an argument as to why the observer analogy doesn't work.
So that's not showing it's void. They could be wrong, but doesn't mean they're necessarily wrong. Your argument wouldn't tell me they're unnecessarily wrong. At
Yeah,
least in
yeah,
the
that's
way
what
that
I'm
I.
saying. It's necessarily wrong
So
because of how the
yes,
laws of
so
logic
for
work.
example, if I tell you, so let's look at the color
Alright.
purple, right? Shh.
Yeah, sure.
Look at
Just
the
look
color
at the color
purple.
purple. Go ahead. Yeah, let's
Let's
look at
look
the
at the
color
color purple.
purple.
Like,
Dumb
why
fuck.
are you saying this when you sound
Stop
like
repeating
you?
that. Stop repeating that. Can you
I
please
have
just
to keep.
give
I
your
have to keep repeating
argument?
because
Stop
every
repeating
time you say
yourself.
that, tear from your fucking
Give your
lungs.
argument. Stop repeating
That's
yourself.
rude.
Stop,
No,
stop,
I will give
stop,
my
stop
argument
repeating
when I
yourself.
feel
Just
like
give your
giving my
argument,
argument.
you
You can
retard.
cry about it, but I was anyway. So
Yeah, you won't
the
give your argument because
observer.
you're getting
So
shitted
example,
on,
when
fucking
I say
retard.
that purple is good, when I say purple is beautiful, and when someone else says purple is ugly, the understanding that the vast majority of people get from this is that I like purple and the person dislikes purple. But it would take a special kind of autism
That's a
for someone
preference.
to
That has
say
nothing
the
to do with
true
language.
value
That's just
of
a
a
preference.
statement that purple is
That's just a
beautiful
preference. That
is
has nothing to do
actually
with
zero
language. That's just
because
a
it's often
language is not a
equated
preference.
like no one understands
Words,
what I'm
word,
saying. Like
like word, the
whenever we
word
speak, we are
apple,
speaking
whatever
within our
you convey apple to be,
whenever
it's
we
not. It's
speak,
not of
we are speaking
preference.
within what we understand to be true,
Okay,
right?
so that's a
When
false
I say you're
equivalency.
a
So I
perfect
just dismiss that.
Jew,
Sure, that's
I'm
fine.
saying based on what
Anyways,
I have
moving on.
seen and based on what I
Moving
understand
on.
you
Moving
think
on.
you
Moving
are a
on.
Jew in
Moving
the
on. That's
same way
false
that when
equivalence.
I say
That's a false
you are a
equivalence. You fucking
fucking
retard.
faggot named theoretical
That's a
toxic
false
on
equivalence, retard.
discord.com, I'm saying
That's
that
a false
based on the
equivalence,
information
retard.
God gave to me, divine
Retard. That's a
revelation,
false
you
equivalence.
like
That's a
sucking
false
dick.
equivalence. You
You
fucking
fucking
spaz.
you like
That's a
cock.
preference,
But
retard. Like
anyway,
the
back to the
definition
point
of a word is
here.
not a
So
preferential
yeah,
thing.
I would understand statements about I think X is beautiful to be said that is either right or wrong
Yeah,
because
because that's a
the
preferential
majority
thing.
of
That has
people
nothing to do with language, you
understand
fucking
this
spat fuck.
to be a description of an individual's aesthetic preferences. Okay,
Yeah,
now if you don't believe
that
that, this would be
description
another
is a
example of you
preference
being a
too. So it
fucking
doesn't mean
nerd.
that the word is
Talking about
immediately
something
trivialized
which again
definition
accounts for
wise.
lack of basic social cues.
Oh
You
shit, this nigga
fucking
is so fucking
degenerate
retarded, bro.
troglodyte. So
What are you
anyway.
even saying? What are
Anyway,
you even
back to the
saying, bro?
shit that really matters, because I already care at this point. It's pretty fucking kind
This
of
nigga,
dry. You just don't go
this
outside
nigga
us and
dumb.
settle. So that's a relevant point here, Toxic.
You're not gonna contend it being like a false equivalence. Sure, we can conclude. Let's leave it here.
Toxic, if I actually pause Toxic. Let me give you an example, right? Let me give you a syllogism. Premise
Why are
one,
you still trying to
you
talk
lose.
to
Wait,
me? I
premise
thought you,
one,
bro.
I ban
Why are
you.
you still trying
Premise
to talk
two,
to me?
I disconnect you. Premise three, I mute, deafen, and disconnect you, right? Now, is that a real syllogism? No. Do I give a fuck?
Oh boy.
No. If you told me that wasn't relevant, would I care? No, because it's not relevant to the debate being had. In the same way that every time you name something irrelevant to the debate, you say you didn't respond to this, I didn't respond to it because it doesn't fucking matter, Toxic. If you told me your mom's name is Gertrude and I say that's an appeal to authority, there is no burden on you in any reasonable
Yeah, I know
understanding
you
how to
think
keep
it
a
doesn't matter, but
conversation.
this not
If
this
you
this is all
respond to
circular
the name
reason.
because
I
it
know you think
doesn't
it doesn't
fucking
matter
matter,
because you're retarded.
Toxic. So
Because
every
you're
time we
retarded.
name an irrelevant fucking
You're the same
fallacy
person just
has
trying to
nothing
do
to do with the
preference
truth
with
value
me
of my
saying
claim.
I
Now
like
can you
alcohol and
fucking
another person
respond
saying
to it?
I don't like
Okay.
alcohol means the fact that for some reason that it pertains to language. Like, are you stupid? That's just the preferential thing. It has nothing to do with definitions, no language. And I already explained how the laws of logic
Toxic.
ground
What wait, Toxic,
definitions
what does
and the
alcohol is
definitions
bad
for it
mean?
to be
Wait, what
themselves.
does alcohol is bad mean? What does alcohol taste bad mean? What does that mean?
It means it tastes
What does
bad.
yeah, what does alcohol taste good mean?
It means that it tastes good.
Is one of those statements objectively correct?
Yeah, exactly it is. But whether or not it tastes good or bad to you
That's
is just a
retarded.
preferential thing,
One
so it's a
sense
false
perception.
equivalence.
Wait, pause. That's actually done.
I already
One
gave
sense
the argument, just
perception.
contend the argument.
No, okay,
That's a false
contend the
equivalence. You fucking
argument.
retard.
Where are your R's? I just read. Say contend the argument again.
Oh, you've gone quiet. So anyway, yeah, one, our taste perception is in fact nothing that would allow this to be objective, right? We have different tongues. I don't know how anything being, especially if that's what olfactory fucking nerves are the most varied ones in your body. Like, I don't know where you got that, but this thing could objectively taste good from. It's fucking weird. But on a more
Leeds,
important note,
you lost in the sauce. Okay.
I'm lost in sauce. The
We can
sense
leave it here.
perception used to determine if something tastes good or
We can leave
bad
it here.
is personal because the hardware used to generate this thing is personal. That
That's
is
a false
not.
equivalent. I already told
It's
you.
not
But
an
sure, we can leave
equivalent.
it here.
Fucking id. What am I? Where's the equivalent?
You're giving an analogy to pertain. Yeah, you're giving that analogy to pertain.
But wait,
That
pause.
definition.
So again, you gave me another fucking irrelevant. That's false equivalence. It doesn't fucking matter. Toxic. You keep naming
Okay,
classes
so
that are
we can leave
irrelevant.
it
If
here.
I'm
Yeah, we can leave it here.
equivocating
It's irrelevant. That's fine.
something,
That's fine.
you're
We
talking
can leave
about
it here.
equivalences because it doesn't fucking matter. You nerd.
Yeah, it's fine. We can leave
You
it here.
did. You
It's fine.
actual 5'4", 90 pounds, soaking fucking wet. Grace's glasses having greasy